How's it going? My name's Eric Corrales, Abstract Parkour. This isn't a tutorial, this is kind of just a short thing about my story, about why I started freerunning, how it's affected me since I started it. I mean, just from the beginning, about me and why I do it, and where I'm going, where I'm trying to go with it. So, starting in the beginning, when I was a kid, or really young, till about 4 years old, I had a lot of breathing issues. I had really bad asthma, and it was just, I couldn't go outside and play. My mom wouldn't let me, and she was afraid something was going to happen. And that really made me want to do it more. I mean, I would sneak out, I would go play, I would enjoy myself, and you know what, I would pay for it. I would have breathing troubles. And after a little bit, it was just fun. I mean, growing up, I was always climbing trees, jumping rocks. I loved playgrounds. They were so much fun. I loved being monkeys. I was always fascinated by monkeys. I mean, I was born in Renton, Washington, on the West Coast, and beautiful green and rainy and all that stuff. And then I moved to Florida, and where it was completely different. It was orange groves. It was jungly. I mean, it was fascinating. It was beautiful. I mean, everything was different, just like anywhere in the world is. I mean, if you go anywhere, so it's gonna be different. But I got there, I was already a little extremist. I was rollerblading, skateboarding, climbing trees. The trees there are freaking awesome. They're all orange groves with a whole bunch of vines going everywhere. It's incredible. But you know, I just enjoyed to move, to just have fun, to play, to be a child. And you know, when I was 8 years old, 8 or 9, my friend came out and he said, hey, I gotta show you something. This cool video of these guys acting like monkeys. So I go over to his house and we watch this video online, and it's incredible. This guy is jumping around like a monkey and going across buildings and everything. And I mean, I thought it was just so amazing. And then when we went outside, we started practicing these things, and they were just jumping over a little tube that we had in our playground. And with that, now I realized, holy, what the? This is exactly what I do now. It's just back when I didn't know what it was. I mean, we were doing kongs, we were doing speeds, we were doing dashes, we were doing reverse vaults, and he kind of knew what it was. He said it was parkour, and I didn't know what that was. I mean, I'm just a kid. I just think it's fun. And every day for about 2 weeks, I went outside and I practiced these vaults, and I had them unlocked. I mean, except dash vaults. I mean, dash vaults I've always had trouble with, and it wasn't until recently I started getting dash vaults pretty well. But it was just enjoyment. I mean, it's fun to go out there and monkey around. I mean, when I was there, I used to do flips off swing sets. I mean, I was pretty good at it too. I mean, I could backflip, I could front flip, I could do full twists, all that fun, all that kind of cool stuff. And you know, I was never really good at flips or everything. And out of my brothers and everything, I mean, I was the oddball. I was weird. I wasn't athletic. I enjoyed weird stuff. And I mean, now it's different, but that weirdness comes with me. But you know, I'm gonna fast forward again. When I was 13, we moved to Bend, Oregon. Completely different, like I was saying. Florida is completely different than here. Here, there's the forest, the trees are completely different. There's rocks, there's desert, there's a mountain. There's no mountains, there's no hills in Florida. It's just straight shot beach and fun stuff like that. And you soon realize that when I moved here, it was completely different, and I started hiking on trails, losing weight. I mean, I was always a little bit of a chubby child. And when I came here, I mean, we moved here and we were renting when we moved here, and we didn't have the house yet. It was still being made up, and getting ready for us. So we went to go stay in Olympia, Washington with my mom's friends. Beautiful house, beautiful land, like 25 acres. And the coolest thing was they had a trampoline in the ground. I've never seen that before. Trampoline in the ground, I mean, what the hell? That's awesome. I mean, my brother and I were out there for hours and hours at a time doing just front flips, spinning, all that stuff. My brother could do back flips and front flips. I mean, I thought that was incredible. I mean, it kind of is. I mean, it still is. But I mean, I had to push myself to do a front flip off the trampoline onto the grass. I mean, that was an incredible feat for me. And with that incredible feat, I just kept improving and getting my technique down better. And then when we, one day we went outside and we played Tramp. I think I was losing. He was killing me. And he said, do a backflip. So he did a backflip, he landed it. And I'm like, shit, this is the only thing I can't do. And you know, I don't know what happened. I just went for it and I did it. That was such a big moment in my life, and free running and everything, because I accomplished something that I have never accomplished before. I mean, it was the same feeling as if I was doing a double backflip outside. That was a huge feeling, but it was the same feeling when I just did a backflip for the first time on the trampoline. I mean, you get so much joy from it. And then a few months later, I wanted to try this backflip outside. I mean, I went on grass. I didn't have a gym because I didn't even know about open gyms. And eventually, I kept practicing and trial and error. I kept falling on my face. I mean, I was falling on my knees. I wasn't landing the trick. And with that, I mean, it was just fall, fail, 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 fail. A few months later, I go out to a festival here. They have a lot of festivals here. And with that, I'm practicing some backflips, trying to show off, but I'm not landing them. That's not really showing off. And these little kids come up to me and say, hey, do that again, but I'm not landing the backflip. And they're so excited that I'm just trying it. And I finally do it for all these little kids, and I land it. Oh my God, so happy. I mean, my technique wasn't flawless, it wasn't beautiful or anything, but I did it. I mean, huge accomplishment. And I started doing round off backflips, showing off how cool it is. I mean, a whole bunch of people were watching, but they're probably thinking, oh shit, what a little show off. But I wasn't really going for that. I was just being happy that I landed it. And then the next day, I go out and there's this little group of teenagers, and then I go 10 feet away, start doing backflips because I wanted to show off. But yeah, and then a few days later, I think about 2 days later, I found out there was a free running class at one of the local gyms here. So I go to it, and I eventually just start going and going and going. Like 3 months later, we go out, a group of us, like not 4, 6 or 7 people. We go out and we just go free run. And I mean, that was the first time I ever went out with a group of people and enjoyed free running. But still, I was a show off. I wasn't doing anything incredible, but I was still showing off. I mean, that's what my motivation was. And then after a little while, I think about a year and a half later, my buddy, he got a job. He got the job, assistant coach for that class. And we're all improving at the same level, and you know, I felt it was funny that he got the job, but you know, he was older than me, and I was actually underage, so I couldn't actually take it. Anyways, but you know, that's even better because that pushed me to a new level. I mean, to keep improving and improving and working on stuff to beat my friend's skill. And a year later, you know, just like with everything, all my friends, the group just started dispersing, leaving, going to the military, going to college, getting jobs, and I was all alone. I mean, my mentor, Josh Martin, he left the class to me since I was already assistant coach for like 3 months after my friend left, and he left the class to me. And I mean, I am so happy he left that class to me because I wouldn't have realized it then, but it really taught me. I wasn't just teaching people, I was teaching myself. With the class, I mean, in the first 6, 7 months, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to coach. I barely knew how to spot. I actually declined people's, people would come up and say, hey, can you spot me for backflips? I would say, no, I'm afraid to. I mean, that's not what a coach does. I mean, you gotta help your students. And, I mean, everything was going downhill. I mean, I was trying to get sponsored. I mean, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a career out of it. I wanted to make money. I wanted to get sponsored. That was my goal. And with that goal, I just ended up just stopping my movement and not improving very much. I mean, every single company I sent my videos in, they always told me the same exact thing. Your tricking is good, your parkour is lacking. I mean, I knew that. I mean, I had good, powerful legs for flips and stuff, and that's what I went for. I went for the flips. I didn't really think about parkour. I didn't think it was fun. And finally, in January last year, I was sending a sponsorship thing in the Move to Inspire. Since they were holding this little sponsorship thing, send your video in and try to get sponsored by them. And he said I was good, but my parkour was lacking. That one just pushed me to the edge. I mean, a few months before that, I think the 3 months before I set that in, I was really thinking about quitting because I wasn't going anywhere with it. I wasn't making any money. I mean, I was coaching, but that wasn't fun for me. And I was gonna quit. And then when I set that in, he sent it back to me. I said to myself, I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna improve myself over this next year and try to get sponsored after a year. And after that year, I would go send a video in and try to get sponsored. That year is up now. But that year, it made me think a lot. It made me find my philosophy. Now I know that free running isn't just the flips, it isn't showing off, it isn't just parkour either. I mean, it's not a sport, it's not a lifestyle. I mean, kind of lifestyle. It's not fully an art. It's not just playing. But that's the thing. Everybody has their own idea of it, their own philosophy. Mine is just, I mean, going to take a sport or opening up your primal self and being a monkey again. Unleashing your inner child and going to play on the playground that God gave us, or the world is our playground, because this is all playable. Trees, rocks, sand, dirt, this little thing, you could do something simple, and some people might think it's a stupid trick, but let's see them go for it, because they're probably going to screw up because they think it's simple. But like this right here, this is not that simple. It wasn't really that smooth, but it's not that simple. You gotta learn, and you gotta progress to all these tricks, or you're not gonna learn the philosophy of it. You're not gonna learn the progressions. You're not gonna know how the body is supposed to move in order to get to doing a trick. I mean, it took me years to perfect my backflip. It's still not perfecting. I still find out new ways to improve it. I mean, I hear all the time, how do you jump so high? I don't know how I jump so high. I mean, it could be because I just enjoy to do what I do. And after these few years, it's taught me that it's not the sport, it's not just doing it, it's movement. I mean, movement takes over everything in life. No matter what you're doing, you will see movement. Right behind the camera, there are guys walking around playing disc golf. That's movement. There's a group, 2 old women who are walking around the track. They're walking. It's movement. Anything is enjoyment. Is enjoying yourself is what movement is. Parkour is movement. Free running is movement. It's enjoying that movement. It's expressing yourself through that movement, using your imagination to expand the movement, unleashing that inner child that is dormant in your mind. and just letting that imagination explode and seeing what you can see on the simplest things, or playing on a playground again, being a child again. I can't. I just have so much fun with just those kind of things. But you know, I'm gonna keep improving. I'm gonna keep moving forward with what I do. I'm not gonna stop anymore. I'm not thinking about quitting. I'm thinking about making this a career, as in teaching, as in expanding this world that we have now, that I have now, that I can teach others and they can expand it, and then they can expand it, and then to the point where everybody knows what it is. It's not just that sport where people go jump off buildings. It's a sport where we just have fun. We smile, we're happy, but we're also getting a workout. I mean, yeah, it's a workout, but for the most part, we're having fun, and that's the idea we want to give people. So that's just something different about me. That's just something different other than the videos, the show reels, the tutorials, all that stuff. That's why I started, and that's how I progressed through my life, and how it's been treating me and how I've been treating it. But I'm Eric Corrales in Bend, Oregon, and hopefully I'll get to meet anybody who wants to meet me and wants to get to know me. I thank you for watching and listening, and just keep watching me, keep helping me progress by watching my videos and tell me how I'm doing. Thank you. Have a great day, night, or whatever time zone you're in.